Today, I got 9 new knives to show you, starting with what's in this box. This first one is the Kizer T1 in micarta. The T1 in titanium was a fantastic knife, and actually, thanks to Jake, I get to show both of these off. If you guys haven't, go check out Jake at Ohio State. He's the one that lent these in, so thank you very, very much, buddy. So this is the more budget version than the titanium frame lock, and so far, no up and down, no back and forth. Action is stupid, ergonomics feel good. This is a really, really cool knife. All right, let's get the one dumb one out of the way. This is the Kansept Mini Corvid. I don't really know what to say about this guy. Yeah, it's dumb. But as a second glance, what makes this guy awesome is its bigger brother, the Corvid XL. Oh my gosh. Now these knives are both kind of ridiculous for the same reason, but obviously total opposite, right? The Mini Corvid, I'm not really going to do anything with. This is, to me, the same exact as the Mini Elementum, and it's not worth any money. Like, don't go buy the Mini Corvid, in my opinion. I think it's just absolutely useless. But the big boy in hand actually rivals that of the Proponent and the Sheepdog, and I think this is Kansept's answer to that. As we can see here, it's not quite as large as the Sheepdog XL, but it kind of is. Like, it's bigger, but it's not longer. It's more the same length as the Proponent, although two very different things despite having kind of something similar going on here. One cool thing that the Corvid actually brings is it does have a little bit of belly to this blade, so it's gonna slice a little bit better than the Proponent. In hand, I definitely feel like my hands are stretched out a little bit, but it feels pretty good. The action is dumb because this thing is just so large, it's ridiculous. The blade steel on these is 154 cm, both on the little guy and the large guy, so that's a good thing. I'm glad that people are starting to use 154 cm more. Next on the show and tell train, and probably my favorite Kansept that I've felt in quite a while, is the Miniascii. This is also coming in at 154 cm. It is a front flipper, and the action's pretty damn good. Now the ergonomics of this on initial feeling don't necessarily feel the greatest, but they feel like something that's going to go in your pocket really well. You can pull it out, use it, and put it right back. This isn't a long, heavy use knife, but this is a convenience tool to have anytime you need to make that little cut. Rather than a new knife, let's show off some new scales from my Gayle Bradley too. I got these from Corvid. Go check him out. He does some really, really cool stuff. I will say, once I installed these, I love the look. I actually oiled them down with some mineral oil mixed with a little bit of wax to kind of treat the micarta on here to make it a little bit more soft and sticky in hand. And by sticky, I mean like you're gonna not slip as you push on things. But these scales look sweet as hell. Next on the train, we got ourselves a Giant Mouse Ace Biblio. Now this knife actually is a little bit smaller than I would have anticipated, but it fills out your hand so nice. Reminds me a lot of that Grand. In hand, it's just, wow. I mean, Voxnay's designs are just silly. I believe this blade is coming in an M390, and in Giant Mouse style, it is a full flat grind, gonna make this a absolute workhorse. A knife that I'll be excited to compare it against would be the Urban EDC 5.5. Next, we have the Protech Newport. Now this isn't exactly the design that I wanted, but this is just such a convenient little carry knife. It's not trying to be any more than something that goes in your pocket that makes it convenient for you to make cuts, and then just put it away. If you guys haven't tried the Newport yet, I highly suggest you do. Second to last on our train, we have the Sharp by Designs Mini Tempest. Now this knife is a knife that it kind of leaves you speechless, okay? It feels amazing. It broke in so beautifully. The action is great. And in hand, for being such a skinny knife, it feels just stupid. Everything about this knife is pretty awesome. And this is why I think people say Sharp by Designs and Brian Nadeau are like the pinnacle of a lot of things. I kind of get it. Like, this knife feels like a final evolution of a knife. This feels like a knife has gone through 15 iterations and we landed here. And honestly, it's kind of the next generation of knife. Because what it's doing is it's filling out your hand so well, and it feels so good in hand. But it's narrow, it's compact, and it's easy to carry. And you have this full-size 3.5-inch blade in something that you're not even going to realize you're carrying. I think this is an absolute stellar design. Super stoked to have it. Wish I wouldn't have gotten the clip point, but I thought the drop point looked dumb in the pictures, and now I'm regretting it. But all in all, this knife is pretty badass. Last on the train is my Manix 2 and Rex 45. Now you guys might be saying, we've already seen this. We've seen the disassembly. We've seen you install these scales. And you're right. The original scales looked like this. This orange G10. Yeah, we changed those out too. And we ended up with the Rockscale Design Skinny Mod. Now guys, this has changed the Manix 2 from this kind of beefier looking knife to something much more sleek, much more thin, because this actually replaces the liners in the Manix 2 as well. And it feels great in the hand. Now Rockscale Designs, I can tell you, everything came out so perfect. The knife feels so much more premium in hand. It's so solid, and guys, I can't get over how nice this is. The original Manix, the action is not as good as this. But you guys hear that snap and that click? You don't get that out of the original Manix. At least I didn't. With this titanium ball cage and these new scales, it just, I'm done talking about it. It's just freaking awesome.